Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Are you looking for ways to entertain your clients, reward employees, and impress potential new prospects with something memorable? Daly's Place Blue offers the best ROI for entertaining in Jacksonville. Create a live VIP music experience like no other with the best seats in the house, premium parking, a luxury lodge, suite or couch, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows, and much more. You'll never want to see a show any other way once you go blue. To learn more, go to dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Did you know there are college-aged young people who need temporary homes to finish their education? There is no time like now to start your foster care journey to help 18 to 20-year-olds finish their education or transition into the workforce. These young people voluntarily remain in foster care because they know they need more support as they transition to independence. We are National Youth Advocate Program, and we believe families belong together. When safety concerns arise and children, youth, and young adults need a temporary home, we are committed to providing supportive, nurturing foster homes. Right now is the time to start your foster care licensure. Are you ready to open your heart and home to youth in need? We will help you get started today when you visit fostercareinfo.org or call 877-NYAPCAN for more information. That's fostercareinfo.org or call 877-NYAPCAN.
Having someone to talk to can change a life.
Cried out to her. She talked me through my depression.
Or even save a life.
I probably wouldn't be here at all. Not only in this room, but just not here at all if I didn't have the help.
If you need someone to talk to, Jewish Family and Community Services is here with in-person trained counselors or through teletherapy. JFCS is here for Jax. Visit jfcsjax.org.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting?
Sports Center. I'm Christine Lisi. Dan Hurley sticking around stores for the foreseeable future as UConn looks to build the next men's college basketball dynasty. School announced Hurley, coming off back-to-back national titles with the Huskies, has agreed to a new 6-year, $50 million contract. Hurley, who turned down the Lakers last month, has the opportunity to receive performance incentives throughout the course of his deal. Coming off a breakout NBA season, 22-year-old Timberwolves superstar Anthony Edwards made a pretty bold claim when asked about his role on the U.S. men's Olympic basketball team for the Paris Summer Games.
I'm still the number one option. Yeah, I mean, y'all might look at it differently. I don't look at it no differently. Yeah. I just go out there and be myself, shoot my shots, play defense, and, you know, they got to fit in and play around me. That's how I feel.
Anthony Edwards, the youngest player on the U.S. roster. Among those he will be playing alongside in Paris, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. Tennis, after dropping the first 2 sets, American Taylor Fritz beat Alexander Zverev to advance to the men's quarterfinals at Wimbledon. He next faces Lorenzo Musetti.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cash Back Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
From Studio 2 at the world.
Hello, it's me, the designer jeans in your closet. The back of your closet. What am I doing here? Would you keep caviar in the back of your fridge with the ketchup and old milk? Yeah, I don't think so. So, what happened to us? I mean, have you seen my label? I used to summer in the Hamptons, and now I'm stuck behind a pair of sweats. Sure, I never really fit you quite right, and one of my pockets is so small you can't even squeeze your hand into it. But it's all about the look. And I look good. I need to get back out on the scene so I can be seen. You know, going to fancy parties, getting expensive iced coffees, Sunday fun days, okay? So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create new jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Oh, welcome. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Back off a slight hiatus. Little break.
Someone would say a normal hiatus. A consistent hiatus.
I didn't call it atypical. I didn't say it was uncommon.
More like a sabbatical.
I called it a slight hiatus.
What's longer, hiatus or sabbatical?
A sabbatical is longer. I feel like a sabbatical, you're probably taking a year. Or a full season.
Don't tease me with a good time.
Know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm just saying, this show is a gift, Brian. Every day that we're on the air, listeners should be thankful. Even today. Although, you may retract that thankfulness by the end of the show. Yeah, we took off for the July 4th week, Brian. As you know, we like to pay tribute on this radio show. We pay tribute to many holidays. That there is the laugh of one news queen, Michelle Thibodeau, who apparently doesn't have a job anymore.
Yes, I do.
Oh, cool.
I just got finished early and down in the newsroom at WOKV.
What do? Professionally take kids' lunch money?
No, I anchor and report sometimes, but I'm finished with everything I need to do, and it's raining, and so I'm not even going to leave early.
It's wild that Michelle is willing to tie her actual job to the nonsense that spews out of this radio station right here.
It's okay. Even news anchors have a fun side.
No, they don't.
I do.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
At least I don't take a 4th of July week off.
That's
4th
right.
of July is a day.
Listen, some of us are extremely patriotic, more so patriotic than others. And we need an entire week to celebrate. That's all.
Okay.
Also, there have been some changes here in the back offices that we need a little time to sort out. That's all. Me and Brian were hard at work last week, despite not being on the air.
You were here Friday. I did see you guys Friday.
I was here every day last week. Brian was here every day. Brian was making production. Brian sent me a liner last night I thought was tremendous. I think you were even in that liner.
Yeah.
Really?
She's tied in already.
Michelle Thibodeau in the production. She doesn't even know it.
Didn't even know it.
That's awesome.
Brian's out here doing hard work. Brian, you have a good 4th of July?
It's fine.
That was it.
It's fine.
Screw America. Who needs her?
Aww.
No? Not how you felt?
No, man, I ain't say that.
All right.
I ain't say that, Aaron Schachter, at all.
Did you go anywhere, do anything?
That was Aaron Julius Schachter.
Michelle, let me tell you.
That was not me. That said that liner just now.
Julius is a good one. Michelle, let me tell you a little story about how Brian wanted to do anything but hang out with your boy Aaron over July 4th.
Oh, let me hear.
So I see Brian here at the radio station on the 3rd, on Wednesday. And so I say, hey, man, you got plans or anything like that? And he did the smart thing. He looked at me, and he was like, depends. What are you going to be talking about next? I don't know. I might have plans if the idea you have is lame, but I may not have plans if I like where you're going with it. And I was like, well, I'll tell you what, man, I got a couple of things cooking for July 4th. I'll give you a call and let you know if any of them are fun, you come hang out. And he's like, all right, sounds good. But I knew right there, that was the nay-no. I knew it was the soft push away. Brian didn't want to hang out with your boy Aaron for July 4th. You know, there are more important things to do. Brian, go ahead. What did you do on July 4th?
Well, there are a couple of inaccuracies in your story.
That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, that wasn't the 3rd. That was actually on the 4th.
Was it the day of the 4th?
Yeah, it was the 4th. We were both in the building here working when somebody, the 3rd person who is on air with us right now, was not in the building.
Oh, curious.
So you know who's
I had
working
July
hard.
4th off.
Oh, okay. Of course you did.
So did we, by the way.
Yeah, but we were working. And that conversation happened mostly like that, so that wasn't too inaccurate.
I mean, it was pretty much the exact representation.
But what you left out is that you didn't message me at all.
Well,
we didn't talk again until Friday.
We don't.
So if you had something cooking and you didn't message me, you lied.
What
Or
happened?
you didn't have anything cooking.
What had happened was
he ghosted
we
you.
didn't get up to that part of the story yet. I'm just saying this first part, chapter 1.
I am used to getting ghosted though, so it's not.
Chapter 1, Brian, is all I'm saying is that you had the opportunity to jump at it. And you decided not to. I was like, I'm not going to force this guy. We got a weird power dynamic here.
Well, this is the second time.
Because I'm not your boss or anything.
No, you're not my boss. You hired me.
But sometimes if I speak sternly enough, you just kind of go like, I think this is what we're all supposed to be doing. It sounds like he knows what he's doing. So I didn't want to force you into hanging out with me.
Well, you wouldn't. But this is the second time. This is the Aaron Schachter move. Here's the deal, right? There's been 3 times that you've invited me to do things.
Okay.
There's only been the one time that you followed up. And the one time you followed up, let me check to see if your wife's listening to it.
Is my wife listening to this, by the way?
I don't see her ID popping up. It's
just
early
check
on.
for me real quick.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. The one time, it was because it would probably be beneficial for the both of us.
Oh.
Uber beneficial.
Which was this time? Am I going to get in trouble if you put me
I'm not going to do you like that.
Put me on Front Street?
I don't do you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Was this the comedy show?
I don't know. Was it the comedy show?
I'm asking you.
But I remember there was a meeting of the bosses. Thibodeau, you'd love to attend this meeting as well. There was a meeting of the bosses. Think of like the mafia bosses when they all sit around. You know what I mean? They got the suits on. There's a Tony somewhere. There's a Soprano somewhere.
Well, they're both the same guy.
Yeah,
Tony and Soprano.
There's an Antonio somewhere.
Okay, Tony is
There's
Antonio,
a Soprano.
by the way.
There's some ciabatta somewhere.
There's a James Gandolfini.
You know what I mean? There's some wine somewhere.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
All right, you don't have to get racist with it, Michelle.
Oh boy, here we go. Hey,
relax.
But what I will say, man, is that meeting that was supposed to be with the bosses. Hey, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know what we got going on. We're supposed to be meeting at the restaurant. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna reach out to you. And I was like, yeah, let me do it.
We're doing a restaurant?
I didn't hear from Aaron until I saw him on that Monday. You hear me, Thibodeau?
Yep.
I didn't hear from Aaron until I saw him on that Monday, which is cool. You know what I mean?
I can explain what happened.
That's fine.
I can explain.
Then we had the comedy show here where you did follow up. I mean, I can never say this word. Say it for me vehemently.
Vehemently.
Yeah, you really wanted to go. And I just couldn't make it happen with my schedule. I actually wanted to go. I think that Annie is funny.
I wanted to hang out with you, really.
Yeah, I actually believe that. But, there was ulterior motives there, too.
You don't think I want to hang out with you?
Yes, no, I do think that.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But you have double benefits there.
I mean,
and
not really.
Then we had this thing, on the hallway on Thursday where you said, hey, if I have anything, that's the good part. If I have anything cooking, I'll reach out. Yeah. I assume you didn't have anything cooking. But now it hears like you did.
Well.
And you just didn't reach out.
I attended things.
You're the bad guy. You're the bad guy here.
I like that. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I attended things, but I didn't think there were anything you would want to attend or feel comfortable in.
Well, you wouldn't know because you didn't ask him.
Right.
Oof.
That's accurate.
Oof.
But I had the best of intentions, Brian.
That's fine.
I tried to hang out with you multiple times.
That's cool.
I mean, you try to text this guy, Michelle. You get nothing back for hours.
I always get a text back if I text him.
Oh. All right, I'm on the wrong page. I apologize.
We just don't got her set up today.
It must just be me.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is?
We send each other Instagram reels, TikToks. I mean, yeah.
I send this dude TikToks. I get nothing back.
Oh.
Ever.
Timestamps? We got timestamps to kind of vet whether or not it's been hours since I've contacted you.
I mean, I'll pull up my socials.
Pull it up.
She's going to pull up hers. You're going to be real embarrassed, Brian.
Let's do it.
Because I'm going to go through just message after message where I send you. Look at this. It's all my side, Michelle.
It is.
Nothing on his side.
Oh, yeah, that's
How
bad.
many messages in a row, Michelle?
That's pretty bad.
All
let
of
me look
them.
at let me pull up mine.
That's the first
Hold
one.
on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I go
Now,
1,
Michelle,
2, 3,
this is
4,
what I want you to really
5,
look at.
6, 7,
This is what I want you to really
8,
look at.
9, 10, 11. 11 messages straight without a response from Brian.
Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something.
here's
Let me tell you
mine.
something.
Yep.
Look at that.
Oh, that looks like a lot of conversation back and forth to me.
Let's see.
Two things.
I'm seeing message, response, message, response, message, response, message.
Two things.
What I got to do?
Yeah.
What I got to do?
2 things. Here we go. Aaron Schachter.
That's me.
We know that he's very sleight of hand. Heidi hand even.
Do I Heidi hand on you?
Now, Michelle, you know this is the same guy during Survey Says who will try to type on the keyboard. So you telling me from, I guess, what, roughly 8 feet away.
I've never once tried to look up an answer on Survey
In the
Says.
dark, that he showed you some one font text messages and you think that he didn't filter something out. We just talked this morning and it was back and forth. Scroll down to the most recent. And don't show her the mess-ups that you had when you were stroking out and you sent me like 8 messages and none of them made sense and you pieced them together and they made one message. Don't show her that.
I was talking about your TikToks.
What are you talking about, TikTok?
She said she sends you Instagram reels, you comment back to her.
No, in the actual form of a message.
That sounds very, very nice.
Yeah. And when we message back and forth.
Oh,
We
you
do.
go get it. Sit, talk your
Sometimes I'm
talk,
slow
Brian.
because I keep my phone on silent.
Aaron,
so.
me and you message back and forth.
Nah.
Me and you back and forth.
I just got to catch you in a tight window. When you're like in between working 3 of your jobs.
Yeah, 3.5 jobs.
I got to catch you in a very tight window where you'll respond.
You got 3.5 now?
3.5. Well, the half is my vending machine.
Oh, I thought the half was babysitting Michelle Thibodeau every day. Because you don't get paid for it.
Babysit me.
But it is a job.
He doesn't babysit me. He's in the control room at OKV when I'm on the air. So, I mean, he does put me on the air, but.
Looking down on me a little bit. That's what it sounds like. That
No, it
tone.
isn't. No,
in the control
I mean,
room.
But that's not babysitting me.
Cool.
It's not babysitting me.
Interesting.
Oh,
I babysit that whole newsroom if you want to get real.
I don't. Nah. Let her cook. Let her cook. No, actually, let's not. Let me try to get on this call real quick.
Speaking of the newsroom, you call Brent because, Michelle, you tell me, speaking of the newsroom, I've come up with an idea. Ever since Brian told me Snoop Dogg ran the 200-meter, there's a large square hallway basically around all of our studios here. And I figured I wanted to try and run that and time myself. And then I was like, that would actually be a good competition, me versus other guests here in a race. And then I was like, it would be even more interesting if it was like me versus Chase in the hallway, but you were also allowed to get physical. Like maybe you wore a helmet and some pads or whatever, but as you're running past like a hallway or a doorway, you could push somebody into it to try and get in front of them in the race. So I brought this to Chase today. And he, at first, he didn't seem to be too into it. But then I had Brian pull his card a little bit, and suddenly he was on board.
Chase will do pretty much anything for primetime spot. So, yeah, I mean, I could see Chase doing that.
Oh.
I would not partake in that. I have no interest in that. I would watch it, but I'm not going to do it. But Chase would do it. Buried
in that analysis, Brian, was Michelle saying Chase would do anything for a primetime spot.
On ESPN. Like, he would do, yes. If it was afternoon drive on ESPN, Chase would do it.
Oh, okay. Got more specific. Because when you say he'll do anything, I'm over here like, what do you mean by that?
Well, no, I mean, yes. I mean, he would do it. If you tell ESPN would be live on the Chase would do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Brent's on the phone, by the way.
Appreciate it, Brian. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. The forefather of this time slot, Brent Martineau, Action Sports Jax.
That makes me old. Last time I talked to you, you were finishing off a collage of beverages on a Saturday evening.
Don't worry about it. Brian is mad because one time I told Brian that you and Reg Jones were going to be hanging out, and I wanted him to come along, and then I honestly forgot to get back to him, and he thinks I just left him out of some major important meeting of the minds or something like that.
Well, it's not quite that, Brent, but, you know what? I'll say it like this, Brent. When you say I'm going to invite you to something, regardless if I think you want to go or not, I'm going to extend the opportunity to you.
Yep.
You followed up with it, at least when it comes to me, Brent.
You're not wrong.
And Aaron is a man of his word like 98% of the time.
But I dropped the ball on this one.
But when it comes to inviting me to stuff outside of work,
I dropped the ball.
Listen, Aaron's a guy, some guys you just kind of wonder about. And while he's a man of his word at work, and if he promises you something, when he told me he was coming over that night, I didn't expect him really to come over until the doorbell rang.
Well, the funny part is the week before I was like, yeah, let's all get together this weekend. And then I just didn't do it. So that's probably why you had that expectation. But, Brent, I wanted to get you on the phone because you just returned. We were talking earlier, what's longer, a vacation or a sabbatical or whatever you said, Brian. Brent legitimately just got back from sabbatical.
Really?
Brent was on, like, the West Coast for what, the last 3 or 4 years?
I was actually, it's so funny you bring this up because I thought about this over the weekend. I was looking at something, I don't know what I was looking at, and I was like, Did my 20-day vacation actually count as short-term disability?
It's probably close. It's probably close. I don't know how much PTO we get. Chances are you get more than I do. You know what I mean? But, man, you spent a lot of time out. That was the vacation to end all vacations.
Yeah, we were out to California for a couple of weeks. We went 5 different ballparks, all of them there on the West Coast, and then flew to Chicago, went to Wrigley, and then we did go visit some family because, quite frankly, I didn't want the family coming down for graduation for the kids, so we went to them, but we didn't see a ball game there.
He's my guy, man. I love Brent. You know what's cool about it? You have a whole baseball family. You and the 2 kids and your wife, you're all baseball people. And so doing that, going to see all the parks had to be like out of this world for everybody.
Yeah, they love going to games. I figured maybe sooner or later Kaylee would get tired of it, but she doesn't. She loves going to all the games. And I was actually talking to someone here in the station who was not like a major sports fan, and I told them what we did, and they were like, "Oh." And I said, "Well, listen, it's not just going to see a baseball game. I mean, baseball games go quick now. They're like 2.5 hours.
That's not
so
quick.
It was 2.5 hours." Like 5 different times or 6 different times out of 20 days. We did a lot of other things, you know, like you can see the world this way. Even if you don't love baseball, have a beer and some peanuts and the game's over.
Sure. What is your favorite non-baseball stop of the whole trip?
Pebble Beach.
So golf. Golf is your favorite non-baseball stop.
No. I will say that, okay, so, I mean, obviously Pebble Beach would be good. The story there is kind of fun because we weren't going to play, but we got on 24 hours in advance just by calling up. They had an opening. So, but the Big Sur, which is about 45 minutes south of the Pebble Beach, Monterey area, man, it is pretty cool. Like gorgeous, that drive is awesome. And I don't know how they build houses where they build houses
hanging off of cliffs and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. And I'm from New England, so like you see a little bit of that, but not like that. So I thought that was really cool and then underrated because I've been to Arizona, but I'd never been to like Palm Springs. We went to Palm Desert for like 2 days just to kind of chill out in between ball games, and I really liked it. Even though it was 110, it was a great place to be.
You know, Brian, it's interesting you talk about my tax bracket a lot. I don't hear you mentioning Brent's tax bracket.
I do it all the time. I did it more so around Casey.
Just saying.
But I would do it to Brent's face, too. Yeah, you and Brent, the tax brackets, I can't even imagine how you even get there, like what the journey is to get there, but boy, I'm trying to.
Minutes before we start the show today, Brent, I end up, I spilled a half cup of water on this desk with all this electronics on it. So I yell out to Brian, I was like, oh, man, I just spilled this water. And I go to walk out and get some paper towels. And Brian's like, you must be in a different tax bracket than me. My voice would be a few octaves higher with some more urgency.
He was too relaxed, Brent. He was so relaxed. Like, okay, if I gotta refund it, if I gotta pay out of my own pocket, I got that in my pocket like right now. Apple Pay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, 2 things, guys, about that, Brian. All right. One, isn't this whole trip a write-off considering I joined a show for the Trevor Lawrence contract extension?
Totally.
Doesn't that quantify?
Totally.
Like I would. So there's that about
Call
taxes.
the tax preparer. Yeah.
Just please don't audit me. And then
make sure you say it on radio, though.
On top of that, I said to Steph actually at one time after we're like just burning a hole in this credit card, I was like, hey, you know the one good thing about this is we didn't live at home for 3 weeks. It's not like we live for free at home.
Yeah, that's true. Using less electricity and all that stuff, sure. Eating out at Uber Eats and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, your $36 Larry's giant sub sandwiches for lunch.
36 is going easy. Me and my wife just spent, I think, $70 on Thai food last night for 2 people. It was crazy.
Just built different. What you buying?
Some Thailand? That's not built different, Middleton. That's built lazy.
Yeah, it's pad Thai, it's spring rolls, it's lad na, and it's a tip. It's $70 right there.
Y'all don't even feel it. Y'all roll over and go to sleep right afterwards, don't y'all?
My wife would like a few words with you out in the hallway.
Don't even
please.
feel it.
Oh, believe me, she feels it.
Y'all make so much money, y'all actually pay taxes in April. Like everybody else gets refunds. In America, like 75% of people get refunds. Y'all actually like have to owe the IRS. That's crazy.
See, you got it. This is why you're not in that top tax bracket.
Exactly.
Brian.
I'm trying.
What you have to understand is as you get into the higher tax bracket, you pay less taxes. Yeah, I know it's counterintuitive, but that's how rich people do it. Tell them, Brent.
Yeah. Hey, let me give you a pro tip. Get an LLC.
See? This man's giving you all that. Yeah. He's like, Brian, pro tip, find a spot in the Cayman Islands and stash everything over there. Well, Brent, I'm so happy to have you back, man. I've just been following along on the Brent Martineau show on Facebook. It's been an awesome, I'm living through you vicariously, wishing I could go on these trips with my family who don't care about baseball or travel for that matter, except for my wife who really cares about travel. But that's not why I had you on today. I had you on today to talk a little bit of Jaguars because now we're at the point in the season where we're kind of getting to the preseason here. So where's your camp's going to start? What, at the end of the month, right?
Yeah, July 25th. The players report in all July 23rd. I think quarterbacks and rookies on July 19th. So, really starting in 2 weeks, we get into that fold. But July 25th is when camp starts in earnest, and that's when it will really feel like football season. So the countdown's on. We're on the other side of it. And all this offseason, which has been a mega offseason for the Jags, now gets to see what we got on the football field in terms of a roster and a football team.
Now, help me understand this, because if you follow the national headlines, the narrative you've seen all offseason is, did the Jags do enough this offseason? Yet, when I tune into you on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, your show 10 to 1, I see you guys talking about, is this the most biggest and historic offseason for the Jaguars ever? So are you just a mouthpiece for the team, or are you seeing something the national guys aren't?
Well, I think if all you got to do is look at the metrics of the Jags, they've spent, I think, the second most, or third most in the league this year. Obviously, everybody's got a draft, so I don't even count that. But who in the history of the league has extended their franchise quarterback, and I understand the rates have gone up, but also extended their football team for 30 years in the same offseason?
That's true.
That's true. A brand new renovation with the money at stake. They also signed Josh Allen, which is a cornerstone piece. I genuinely believe it's one of the biggest off seasons in the history of the league if you compute everything. Now, the outside world's going to talk about the players, and even that is huge. I mean, two huge pieces, one on defense, one on offense, and they might not be done yet, by the way. They still got money to spend if they want to. But the fact that the Jags, and I think, Aaron, this is where this is a little bit different for me, and maybe there is a sense of hyperbole on my part. I didn't expect the Jags to be this active this offseason in free agency, and they were very active. They remade their roster a little bit. They turned it over, and they spent, again, with the extensions and with free agency money, top 3 in the National Football League in the offseason. Just did not see that coming. We saw it coming a couple of years ago when they had a boatload of money and had to remake the roster. I didn't see it coming this time around.
I'm with you in the sense that what I didn't expect from this team was stuff like this, to figure out the secondary by bringing in multiple guys as opposed to one big-time target. In years past, maybe I would have expected, rumors and smoke around a L'Jarius Sneed or a Marshawn Lattimore, only to eventually bring in a veteran and have that be the single one-stop shop answer, when in fact, it kind of feels like they brought in a bunch of different pieces to kind of let the chips fall where they may this camp. Is that not what was happening?
Well, I think the last part of what you just said is maybe the most fascinating, just because they brought in a bunch of pieces, and we know where Josh Allen's going to play. We know where Trevor Lawrence is going to play. We know where Gabe Davis is going to play. We don't know where everybody else is going to play. I mean, who is playing the strong safety position? Is it Antonio Johnson? Who's playing the nickel spot? Who's playing the other outside corner spot? Is it Jerry Jones, who they drafted? Is it Ronald Darby, who they signed? So I think there's a lot of unknowns, even though they made all these moves, and I think that's what they tried to do. They tried to create a lot of depth on the roster and competition and made the best man win. Now, do they have a best man? Is the question.
Yeah, best man as opposed to best man. And speaking of unknowns for this Jaguars team, Brent, I think one of the more important questions, at least for the fans, maybe not so much for the guys on the team, especially if they like the way it's going, but one of the more important questions for the fans that you have actually been a champion of is nailing folks down on who is doing the play calling. And clearly, if you listen to Doug Peterson, he's not ready to share the info. But Shad Khan did at least intimate towards it the last time he spoke to beat reporters after that press conference when they announced the big 30-year deal. And what Shad basically said was he has an opinion. He knows what he wants. He's hesitant to share it because if it doesn't work out, he doesn't want people to go, well, we only did it because you wanted it. So has that resonated around the team since Shad made those comments, or do you think that the media maybe made a little bit more a deal out of that than it actually ended up being?
No, I don't think this is a made-up media deal. I mean, maybe because I started it back in February. But
look at you. Tell him, Brent.
Yeah, but I don't think it is. I think it's a legitimate question. I think where Shad's coming from, I wanted Shad to answer it that way. When I approached this topic months ago, I was putting myself in Shad's spot. In these postseason meetings, what am I asking my head coach? And one of the things I'm asking my head coach is, all right, give me a good reason why you're not calling plays since you beat Bill Belichick and won a Super Bowl calling plays and you're one of the best play callers in the game. So why aren't you? And I have no idea what Doug said to him, but I think it's a fair question from the ownership. I feel like it's a fair question from the front office. And I do think it should be Doug's decision. He has autonomy over the team and those kind of moves, but it also puts him on a little bit of a watch, right? Because, okay, it doesn't logically make sense that you wouldn't call plays. So if you're not going to, you better be right. You've got to be right. And I've said this all along on this topic. This is not, criticism against Press Taylor. I'm not in that camp. Press is probably fine. It's just that you've got a guy that's one of the best in the National Football League that could do it. So why wouldn't he do it? And obviously Doug didn't feel like it was necessary last year. He hasn't made that decision this year. And then I think there's one other tentacle now. It's Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has indicated he's certainly comfortable with the relationship to Press Taylor, and he's fine with him calling plays. And that guy just signed a $275 million deal as the face of the franchise. If he doesn't mind Press calling the plays, then, well, he's probably going to have Press calling the plays.
You do some actual reporting, so I know it's uncomfortable to ask you to speculate too much, but I'm curious, if you had to put yourself inside Trevor's head, do you think he said what he said to support his team in that, Press has been calling the plays and I'm comfortable with that in that moment? Or do you think that is an active role he's taken to quell the decision-making, saying Press is my guy? I didn't necessarily get the feeling when Trevor made those comments at the press conference that he was saying Press Taylor is my guy. I felt like what he was saying was, look, this is the way it's been for 2 years. I'm comfortable with it. I assume it's not changing.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that, but I also think this is a perspective thing, right? It's the lens you're looking at it. When you're living it, you trust that guy. You like that guy. You spend a lot of time with that guy. You're comfortable with him. And by the way, I'm okay defending Trevor's stance on that. I think if you look at last year, I'm not sure they didn't score enough points because Press Taylor was calling plays. I thought they didn't score enough points because guys didn't catch football sometimes or block the right way.
Sure.
You can certainly make that case if you're in the Press camp. And so I think Trevor's probably more like that. It's like, listen, we called a lot of good stuff. We didn't execute it well. And that's the kind of the way they work. That's the lens they come from. And I'm okay with that. But I think it's also okay to be critical from the outside looking in or from the top down, Shad, Trent Baalke, and say, all right, wait a minute now. Even if everything goes well, is this guy the best guy for the job, considering we got a pretty damn good guy for the job at calling plays?
Yeah. I think it's kind of obvious to everybody that Doug is married to the fact where if it's not going to work out for Press, it's not working out for Doug's team. Doug's job on the line, I think, with Press calling the plays, should that be the case this year. I get this feeling that if the Jags have another awful taste in your mouth end to the season, or really season in general, missing the playoffs, or, some other kind of disaster that feels like a step backwards, that Doug's on thin ice at that point, not just Press Taylor.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised. You got to paint me a pretty morbid situation for the Jags to fire Doug Peterson after this year. I think he's already done a good job in a lot of respects, but I get what you're saying. It certainly would turn up the heat. Now, there's another way to look at this, right? After the first month, things aren't going well. He then assumes play calling duties.
Yeah.
He then takes it over. Now, is it too late? Could we argue that, debate that? Absolutely. We're going to be critical no matter what if it doesn't work. But, I'll give Doug this. This is the one overblown story I think about Doug is like, oh, he just loves Press Taylor like it's his son. I mean, he's so loyal to Press Taylor. He'll risk everything for Press Taylor. I think that's a little overblown. I think everybody wants to win in this league. I mean, these are high-paying jobs, legacies on the line. It's not his kid we're talking about. Like, this is that part to me is overblown. But if you go back to his initial press conference as the head coach of the Jags, I was kind of praising Doug for when he said this because I'd never heard it before. When asked if he would have the play calling duties, he said yes. But if I don't feel like I'm calling a good game, I'll hand it off to Press or another coach. And I remember him saying that. And my view of it was he must look at this as a collaborative effort anyway.
Yeah.
And if you go back to the biggest player, one of the biggest plays in franchise history, but the biggest play of Doug's tenure so far, the 4th and 1 against the Chargers to complete the comeback, that was not Doug Peterson's call. That was offensive lineman Phil Rauscher who came up with that play on 4th and 1 to run ETN. So I think we've got it is more of a collaborative deal to begin with, and Doug still hears everything through the headset. So Doug can have the veto power if he really doesn't like a play that Press is calling.
All right, last cluster of questions right here. Jaguars seem like they're stockpiling a little bit of cash, not too much cash, Is there a move still in the books before the season starts, you think, or is this a rainy day fund?
You guys have been around me enough to know that I'm going to play this card, the October-November trade deadline card.
The October
I
surprise.
think it's always, I think it's great to keep money and availability and flexibility for that time of year in case somebody gets hurt and you need to go get somebody and you feel like you're still really good and can add. So I think there's a little bit of that, but I do think there's a play still to be made. And Tyson Campbell, Andre Sisco are two of the guys that I think are up for an extension that make the most sense because the Jags have money now. They could use that as flexibility. And if you start looking at the salaries at cornerback specifically, where do you slot Tyson Campbell? Where do the Jags slot Tyson Campbell? You take the top 8 corners, I think it is. They all make between like 18 and 21 million. The next wave of guys make between 10 and 14 million.
That's a big gap, yeah.
You might be able to get Tyson Campbell on a deal that's about 14, 15 million right now, and that could be a bargain if he plays well because next year it would be $21, $22 million. So I think it makes some sense. Now we just have to find out how much they like Tyson Campbell, how much they believe that he's about to have another good year, and locking him up early makes sense, much like they did with Trevor Lawrence. But they did not do that, remember, with Josh Allen.
Correct. Yeah, I guess that was going to be my follow-up is do they even know if they like Tyson Campbell right now?
I think what we learned something about the Trevor deal is they can invest in a sample size. I don't know what the sample size is, but let's just say it's a 16-game sample size.
Hypothetically.
Of consistent, really good play and believe that a player can do that if he's not injured or if he's put in a good situation. And I think, isn't that what they did with Trevor? They basically took the back half of 2022 and the first half of 2023 and said, that's the guy that's our quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the guy we believe it. That's the guy we're going to give $275 million to. Now, if they do the same thing with, let's just say, the 2022 edition of Tyson Campbell and say, that's the guy we had. He would have been that last year if he didn't have to battle injuries. We can buy into that guy. We expect him to be that and maybe even a little bit better. Then we're going to pay him right now.
Yeah, last question on this. Do you think they talk themselves into Tyson Campbell, whether they love him or like him, because the owner's out here saying things like, we can't have this addiction to free agents every offseason?
Well, I think that's a little bit of it. There's ego that comes into play in this, in front offices. And I did this a little bit today on the show, but think about now. Trevor Lawrence extended, that 2021 draft class. Travis Etienne kind of extended with a 5th-year option. That's what you do with running backs,
sure,
at least as of now. Tyson Campbell, if you got him extended, well, you drafted, developed, and signed him to a new deal. Walker Little potentially could be your future left tackle. We'll see. Andre Sisco in the 3rd round of that draft. You could draft, develop, and sign him to a second deal. You could potentially have 5 players from that draft that you drafted, developed, and then signed to the deal to second contract to echo exactly what Shad Khan's talking about. And by the way, he's not wrong. I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to draft guys, develop them, and then hopefully they're part of your organization, your culture for 7, 8, 9 years. That's how you build culture. And I think that 21 class could really be the foundation for it all.
It sounds like. Well, people who out there loving on Brandon Ayuk and T. Higgins and Marshawn Lattimore are not happy with those words, but I believe them to be accurate, as you probably do as well. Brent Martineau, Action Sports Jacks. You can watch his show on all the streaming platforms, including the Action News Jacks app. They're on 10 to 1, but they have sports content on that thing throughout the entire day. Brent, really appreciate you showing up, man. Thank you so much.
Good catching up. Check your taxes, Middleton.
every year, every other year.
Is that how you do it? Brent Martineau, the GOAT. Gotta love Bert, man.
The GOAT.
Listen, when Austin first left the show the first time.
Why you put that man business in the street?
Not
like
on
that,
purpose.
man?
I don't even know if he left or was asked to leave. I don't know all the details.
What are we doing here?
I'm just saying back then. I'm not trying to shoot at anybody. Relax. I'm just saying back then when I first came to Brent's show.
Okay.
Brent likes to remind me that he wanted nothing to do with it. he wanted nothing to do with me on that show. As my boss suggested to me, well, why don't you go do that? And I was like, all right, I'll give Brent a call. And I gave him a call, and I was like, look, I know it's a little bit weird or wild or whatever. I'm not an ex-football player or anything, but I love sports. I love doing radio. I think we got good chemistry. What do you think? And Brent is like this optimist forever.
Yeah.
The forever optimist is like, you cannot say anything to this dude that makes him go, well, that's going to suck. He doesn't have it in him. He's built different in that sense. And so he let me come on and mess around, and then I end up endearing myself to those guys. But, yeah, shout out to Brent. Believing in me. And then I stole his radio show. What? Huh? I saw you rolling your eyes when he was talking Press Taylor, Brian. You have any comments there?
Nah, listen, he is the face of Jacksonville Jaguars media.
Brent, not Press Taylor.
Right.
Got it. You think Brent is mouthpiecing?
No, I don't. But if he has an opinion, he's done more research. He's had more access to those actual people than I ever will, probably.
So you're saying you rolled your eyes, but you don't have the right to speak your opinion on why you rolled your eyes?
At least not while you guys are in a great conversation.
I got to imagine half the audience is in agreement with you.
But now, I'll tell you on the other side of the break.
Oh, okay, fine. It's
Around
not like we're
40
already
straight
late.
minutes.
Why does it even matter who's calling the plays?
Oh, my
Jeez.
goodness.
Okay.
Who's calling the play? Who's calling the
Okay.
play? You do it. No, you do it.
I forgot for a second. We are a 3-man team today. There we go.
Let's go to break. It's 37 minutes past. It's the Aaron Schachter Show,
37 minutes past.
904-362-9901. Jump on in if Michelle has an opinion on Jags. Damn near anybody can. We'll be back in a second on ESPN 690.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny, hot, and humid on this Monday. After it starts quiet with temperatures in the 70s and 80s, we'll heat up into the mid-90s for daytime highs, and then showers and storms will get going after about 1 to 2 o'clock this afternoon. There will be locally heavy downpours of rain and, of course, thunder and lightning. Heads up. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Christmas in July. Save up to 40% store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
Are you looking for ways to entertain your clients, reward employees, and impress potential new prospects with something memorable? Daly's Place Blue offers the best ROI for entertaining in Jacksonville. Create a live VIP music experience like no other with the best seats in the house, premium parking, a luxury lodge, suite or couch, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows, and much more. You'll never want to see a show any other way once you go blue. To learn more, go to dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hey folks, this is Ammon with Zero Res. You and I know that Zero Res loves cleaning carpets in your home, but did you know Zero Res can also clean the carpets where you work? Take a look at the floors where you work, and if they need cleaning, suggest to the boss that they call Zero Res. For the month of July, Zero Res is offering 20% off of all commercial carpet cleaning. Call Zero Res and they will come out and give a free estimate on what it will take to get the job done. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
ZEROREZ. Zero Res.
This summer, beat the heat at Best Bet, your premier poker destination. Whether you're a seasoned poker pro or a first-time card player, you'll find a cool retreat from the summer heat with thrilling poker games, big payouts, and refreshing drinks. Join us for an unforgettable experience. Cool off and cash in at Best Bet. The stakes are high, the cards are hot, and your chance for fun is guaranteed. Visit bestbetjax.com to learn more. That's bestbetjax.com.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital, CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial **invest interest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust, buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
We would like to apologize in advance for whatever happens on the Aaron Schachter Show.
I would take off my shirt, but I wouldn't want you to faint from all the endorphins that would be running through your body.
The Aaron Schachter Show, weekdays from 3 to 5 on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. ESPN 690 is your home for Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball.
High to right center. It's out of here.
Hear all of the action from the Crustacean Nation.
And Jacksonville's blown this game open.
On Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
You hit me with that Brian Middleton production. Nice job, man. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. ESPN 690 with you guys up until 5, I think. As long as the lightning doesn't shut us down.
That's fair.
You think we're going to stop earlier? You laughed when I said I think. You think I'm just going to walk out on another vacation.
And you may say, hey, man, you know what? 60 minutes is good enough. I gave you Brent.
It's not a bad idea. I'm into this idea, especially during the off season.
I hated on another grown man who's doing his thing.
Hey, by the way, speaking of taking a vacation.
Yeah.
No Aaron Schachter Show this Friday. No Aaron Schachter Show Monday, Tuesday either.
Are you serious?
You're such a brute. Oh, for doing that. You're a messy individual.
What?
I like it, though.
I'm just trying to set the table for everyone.
So we're not doing Survey Says on Friday?
I mean, we could do it on Thursday or Wednesday.
I can't. I got to fill in for I got to do Chase's shift.
Man.
I know.
Man.
I don't think that's earnest, but okay. Hey, but the good news is you still get to do tomorrow's game. Michelle Thibodeau.
Yeah, the one I suck at.
Yeah, you do.
You're asking her to come back tomorrow?
You do.
Yeah, we're doing 80s theme songs from TV shows.
Oh, I almost can't pretend like I don't want that to happen. All right.
That's the only game you can beat me at, so you should want it to happen.
Oh, I'm beating you at the game of life, aren't I?
Okay, if that's what you think.
Is that a little too real for you, Brian?
Nah, this is great for a promo. Keep going. Where are we going with this? Michelle,
I don't know.
fight back,
I'd like
by
to
the
know
way.
too. I would like to know too how he's beating me at the game.
I got more engagement
never
rings than you.
Never mind. Let's not do
You
that.
think?
I've been on more private jets than you.
Oh.
Okay. I got.
That's not
bigger
true on either count,
engagement
by the way.
rings.
You have more engagement rings. You've been on more private jets.
How many times have you been engaged, Michelle Thibodeau?
Me? Twice.
2 times engaged.
Only one time married though.
Yeah. Hey, you didn't reach the finish line.
How'd you break it off? Did you laugh?
With a hammer.
Did you keep the ring?
Of course she kept the ring. What, are you kidding me?
It was a gift.
It was a gift.
Oh, of course she kept the ring. She's going to die on that hill.
It wasn't that great.
Jeez.
I don't even know where it is
Speaking
now.
of not great girlfriends / side chicks / wives, I've got the latest in girlfriend / side chick / wife news.
Oh,
it's
boy.
actually a segment we really do enjoy Michelle Thibodeau's input on. Let us start at Michael Rubin's white party.
Heard about that.
I believe Michael Rubin's a big movie financier.
Yeah, he
if
is.
I'm not mistaken.
That's what I hear.
He's part of the Spielberg crowd, I think. He's got significant money. Billionaire. And he threw a white party. I don't know, man. Aren't white parties kind of like out? Wasn't this a thing in the 90s?
It was a Diddy thing the last I heard of it.
But, like, first of all, you don't want to be associated with anything Diddy right now. Throwing a Diddy party, you're like,
They're
oh.
popular in the Hamptons. They do them in the Hamptons.
The white parties.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, Michelle, how many Hamptons white parties have you been to? Or you just
None.
know about this?
No, I see it on. No, I see
You read it on
social media.
people.com?
Social media.
The reason I bring up Michael Rubin's white party is because lots of celebrities were there, including a athletic contingent from LSU. Matter of fact, I saw a picture of OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., along with Justin Jefferson, Jay Jettis, along with Joe Burrow, Joey Burr, and
Tom Brady.
Livy Dunn. Now, Michelle, I don't know if you know too much about Livy Dunn. Allow me to school you in collegiate gymnastics.
Oh, okay.
Which I know nothing about. But apparently Livy Dunn must be very good at them because she's got like 5 million followers on TikTok and Instagram.
Okay.
And she is dating Pirates pitching phenom. I think it's Paul Skeens. But after looking at this picture, not everyone's so sure anymore. And I'm asking you, Brian, in pocket or out of pocket of Livy Dunn to take that picture without her man there?
Oh, man, it's out of pocket. Come on, man.
You're not feeling it.
Nah, man, I'm the top rookie in my class in the MLB right now. I'm turning up.
He really is.
I'm turning up.
He's got a ridiculous strikeout ratio. He's everything everyone said he was going to be.
Watch this. Aaron, I want you to fill me on this.
All right.
My dude's like 6'5", 6'6". He's in the major leagues.
6'6".
At the top of the major leagues, not the minors, not double-A ball, no knock on jumbo shrimp or anything like that. He's at the top of the league.
Undefeated, 5-0.
He is cooking out there with gas.
78 strikeouts in 59 innings.
He's the 0.1% of 1%.
He is.
And you telling me somebody who was not nearly as good at their sport, let me just go ahead and knock that dream away. She wasn't. She wasn't as good.
Livy Dunn. I thought you were talking about Joe Burrow. Okay.
She's beautiful. I get it. All that good stuff. She wasn't as good at the sport as Paul Skeens is at his sport. So you telling me you supposed to be my girl. You go to some white party and you all up taking a picture with an NFL quarterback? What kind of disrespect is that?
And 2 wide receivers, who, by the way,
go ahead.
OBJ was dating Kim Kardashian, was he not?
I wouldn't be repping that.
I'm just saying he's got a reputation. He's got a reputation for finding pretty girls at parties.
If I'm Paul Skeens, we having a conversation. It's not insecurity. It's about respect.
You're having a conversation with Livy Dunn.
I don't want your love if I don't got your respect. Okay?
And Michelle, response.
Why wasn't he there with her?
He's in the major.
They're playing.
Is he busy? He's
I mean,
playing.
he's in season. He is an LSU pitcher, so it would have fit in the picture. But they were like, that nerd with the mustache can stand to the side.
Who can throw 105
Oh, so
miles
he
per
was
hour.
at the party.
I don't know that he was, to be honest with you. I
We
think
don't
they
even
were
know
playing.
if he was at the party.
Baseball
so she may
plays.
have
Yeah, in
gone
baseball,
with the-
they play like 6 games a day. So I don't think he was able to go.
Yeah, he better not have been at that party. His teammates, his manager's like, what? You where? Nah, bruh.
I mean, it could have just been just a picture.
Yeah,
I mean, it could have just been a picture.
I mean,
Maybe
it
she's a
likely
fan.
was just a picture.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's like, who's that?
But that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is now Paul Skeens has to read on every website that his girl Livy Dunn is with Joe Burrow, and here are the reasons why it's an upgrade. Now Paul Skeens has to see everyone going up. Paul's done because look at Joe Burrow.
Well, it ain't because of money, at least not future earnings. I know that much. Hey, and here's the other part, man. If his friends were like my teammates, just on the lowest level possible, roasting is happening.
Mm-hmm.
He can't start roasting with anybody.
You know what I mean?
Because the first thing I'm pulling is, let me call up Joe Burrow real quick and ask him.
I guarantee you Paul Skeens showed up at the baseball park the next night with Burrow pictures in the locker.
If I'm the opposing batter, I'm backing away from the plate. He's not brushing me back. He throwing angry. Nah, I'm good on that.
Yeah,
fam.
man.
Come on, man. But you get what I'm saying, right?
No, I don't. You're a pretty insecure guy.
Yeah, I would. To me, if a guy got that upset, if he got that upset about her just taking an innocent picture, if that's all it was an innocent picture with Joe Burrow, she's not looking up, she's not going out with him, then there's some insecurity issues going on. But I have a feeling that this baseball dude probably isn't that insecure if he's that good at what he does and blah, blah, blah. He's probably he can probably handle all the roasting that's going on from his teammates, whatever. And, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And if he is making a big deal about it, then he needs to check himself because it's really not that big of a deal.
No. We'll figure out the Sports Center timer right here because this is something that dudes like Aaron, who like to cause uncertainty, like to cause friction.
I believe I'm called a pot stirrer.
And a lot of women, this is where they come from.
All women?
When a man sets a boundary, a woman can set a boundary all day, every day. If we flip this situation around and a man was all up, I don't know, was dating whoever, it was Paul Skeens, and he was all up on, I'm trying to think of
one of the Cavender twins.
Yeah. However the picture's taken. Let me tell you what Michelle Thibodeau, or at least 95% of women in the lower 48
Tell me, Brian.
of the United States would say.
Tell me, Brian.
It wouldn't be insecurity. It'd be like, how is he going to disrespect his girl like that? Why would he even do that? Now, we flip it around, and when a man has a boundary, speaks with a little bit of passion, a little bit of force,
preach,
you're insecure,
Brian.
man.
Insecure.
Knock it off. You're playing games. We're not here for it in 2024.
Michelle, you playing games?
No, but I mean, that if a woman is going to get that upset about her boyfriend taking a picture with another girl, they're just taking a picture. It's an innocent picture. Maybe he's a fan. Then she's insecure too. I'm over the jealousy stuff. I don't get jealous anymore. These people are a lot younger, so they're still in the still have the jealousy. I wouldn't be jealous.
It's not jealousy. It's respect.
No, it's not.
If I'm in a relationship with you. I'm speaking for most men. I'm telling you this respect, and you telling me no? Okay.
Look, I'm not into selfies with famous people. I don't really care about that or autographs. But if I were out and I wouldn't get mad about a picture with a fan. I just wouldn't.
It's not even mad now. I'm setting the boundary. This is what
So you can't. So if you were dating somebody, she took a picture with Trevor Lawrence or Etienne, you would get mad about that?
I gotta see the picture, number one. I said I haven't seen this picture, but if they all hugged up, I'm gonna be like, how would you think that would even make me feel? Let alone okay,
it's just a picture.
All right. See,
it's a picture.
We have to figure out what Michelle Thibodeau's boundary was, because clearly it wasn't pictures, but it was something that most people would think is insignificant. And I don't know what it is, but that's what we got to correlate this to, because now she acting like it's just a picture where she knows in past relationships she's been like.
When we come back, we'll go through all of Michelle Thibodeau's ex-boyfriends and husbands' Facebook. We'll look at the photos and we'll see which ones make her jealous.
No.
Sierra Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. We'll be back right here.
Hi, this is Stan Nagel for Energy Seal Foam Insulation. Do you have a metal building that you're burning up in? Call us today and let us fix it. Call Energy Seal to have spray foam insulation applied to your metal building. 888-306-3626. EnergySealToday.com. 888-306-3626.
Mueller Aaron Plumbing presents Are You Cool? Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler.
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. It's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's going to kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air and Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
International soccer returns this summer. Don't miss Premier League clubs Wolves and West Ham in Jacksonville as they compete for their first trophy of the season, the Stateside Cup, July 27th at Everbank Stadium. Tickets as low as $35. Buy yours today at statesidecup.com. That's statesidecup.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car really needs a wash.
The $20 Maguire's bundle includes Gold Class Car Wash for a showroom shine.
Get in zone. And what about my tires?
Just spray the included Hot Shine tire coating and you're all set.
Get in zone. The inside is not great.
No problem. The quick interior detailer in the bundle can help with that too.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
The lightest 350 horsepower onboard has just hit the water. Introducing the all-new Yamaha 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 with advanced features and class-leading power to weight. Every run will be more efficient and exhilarating. The new 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 from Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust. Buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. A brand new commitment from UConn for men's basketball coach Dan Hurley. The school announced he's agreed to a new 6-year, $50 million contract through the 2029-2030 season. Hurley, who's won back-to-back national titles with the Huskies, has the chance to receive performance incentives throughout the course of his contract. NBA 76er star Paul George excited about how good his new team could be, but he insists that leaving the Clippers was not his original plan. On the podcast P with Paul George, he detailed how contract talks with LA affected his decision to say goodbye to the Clippers.
Just to put it out there, I never wanted to leave LA. LA is home. This is where I wanted to finish at. I wanted to work as hard as possible to win one in LA. That was the goal. to be here and be committed to LA. As it played out, though, like the first initial deal was, I thought, kind of disrespectful. 2 years, 60.
Paul George, Taylor Fritz, after dropping the first two sets, came back and beat Alexander Zverev to reach the men's Wimbledon's quarterfinals.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty. Chris Carlin believes that the Dallas Cowboys could collapse this season, but I'll tell you whether or not I think he's right. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Howard works from home. I try to keep things professional. But stuff happens. Now Howard and his wife are working with Community First on a home equity loan to make renovations to his home with no closing costs and special low rates, so Howard can build the office of his dreams.
So live your best life
with Community First. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Member NCUA.
Hey folks, this is Ammon with ZeroRez. You and I know that ZeroRez loves cleaning carpets in your home, but did you know ZeroRez can also clean the carpets where you work? Take a look at the floors where you work, and if they need cleaning, suggest to the boss that they call ZeroRez. For the month of July, ZeroRez is offering 20% off of all commercial carpet cleaning. Call ZeroRez and they will come out and give a free estimate on what it will take to get the job done. ZeroRez, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
ZeroRez.
Too often, adults miss the opportunity to get vaccinated. Dr. Candace Robinson, Director of Scientific Affairs and Public Health at GSK, weighs in on the importance of staying up to date on vaccinations.
Vaccines are one of our most powerful tools that we have for protecting ourselves against vaccine-preventable diseases. In the U.S. alone, 16 diseases are now preventable due to routine vaccinations.
Albertsons and Safeway have been long-standing community health partners, administering vital vaccinations and medications to millions of patients each year. Dr. Liz Moyer, Director of Patient Care Services for Albertsons and Safeway Pharmacies, shares more.
Your pharmacist is a community health partner. They're highly accessible as most people live within 5 miles of a pharmacy. You can walk in or you can pick up the phone and call and ask questions about what vaccines you should have based on your age or maybe disease states you have. So you can utilize them as a great resource to really figure out what you need.
For more information, visit albertsons.com/pharmacy or easyvax.com.
Hey folks, Curtis Dvorak here. Are you a golfer, a pickleball player, or a concert lover? Well, if you said yes to any of those, join me for the first ever Patriot Games on Saturday, September 21st at the Yards in Ponte Vedra. All proceeds benefit Operation New Uniform, which is a transition training program for service members, veterans, and military spouses. For more information, visit onuvets.org. That's onuvets.org. Hope to see you there.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back now. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, ESPN 690. On the air with you guys until 5 p.m. Believe it or not, we got a lot of content today because you guys like to fight each other. With me in the studio, Michelle Thibodeau. Behind the glass, super producer, executive producer for the whole dang place, Brian Middleton. Here's the thing. I named today's video on the stream and ultimately, eventually what will be the podcast, having to do with everyone's favorite dynasties, because that's what we were going to talk about here. We were going to talk about some comments that Steph Curry made about how you'll never see again what you saw from Golden State. And then me and Brian were going to discuss some of our favorite dynasties of all time. Not just sports, any dynasty of anything ever. But the conversation we were having last segment, I don't think it was done. And I would just like to put some closure on it, if that's okay, Michelle.
Let's do that. Let's close it.
When we left, and Brian, I believe, is still doing some traffic math right now, so we can give him a couple of minutes, but when we left, you and Brian were hotly contesting the opinion whether it was okay or not to take a photo booed up close to somebody. I do think situations matter here. You probably agree with that, right? Like, what is the vibe, not just of the photo, but what's going on around people? For instance, if it's a leading man and a leading woman in a movie, I would expect them to be in close contact with each other for that photo.
Right.
But if my wife works at like Blue Cross Blue Shield and she shows me a picture from the company Facebook page and they're at the July 4th cookout having a good old time laughing and she's got her arm around his shoulder and he's got his hand behind her back low, I'm like, what's going on here? This man's got his hands on my wife.
Okay, it's a little odd. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a little, I guess. Okay, whatever. Yes. It's fine. They're not famous people, though. It's like,
And they're literally famous people in this photo. We're talking about Joe Burrow and Livy Dunn with Paul Skeens sitting on the sideline somewhere.
Right. A, you don't even know if he was there and maybe just saw it. Number two, he's
well,
like a famous...
if he was there, it's even worse.
Okay.
Because he was asked not to be in the photo if he's there. If he's there, he's walking around with Livy on his arm.
Maybe he was doing something else. Maybe he wasn't asked not to be in the photo. Maybe he was off talking to somebody else. You don't know. You just make up these situations.
You're not
like,
wrong.
oh, hey, he was asked not to be in the photo. You don't know that.
Here's what I do know. I do know that there are 4 people in the photo.
Okay.
All 4 of them are LSU athletes.
Okay.
I know that Paul Skeens is a famous LSU athlete who was picked number 1 in the MLB draft last year and then shot up to the majors and has taken over. So if Paul Skeens is at that party and there's an LSU athlete photo taking place, guarantee you he's in that photo. That's why I don't even think he was there. But if he was there and he's not in that photo, Michelle, that's an even higher level of disrespect, barring something like Skeens having a very important meeting in the bathroom with his guts or something like that.
Okay.
Just saying.
That's fine. All right. That's fine. Okay. Bad for her. She shouldn't have done that.
I'm not saying it was.
I mean,
I'm not saying it was bad for her.
It's a picture. I would
be okay with this picture. I don't have a beef with this picture.
Yeah.
Brian's got the beef.
It's just maturity.
I don't have the beef. I don't have a beef.
Okay.
Just saying. Context matters. Mm-hmm. So if the picture is something where she looks, it's like a regular picture, okay, that's cool. But I'm going to take it to...
No, it sounded like you had a problem with this picture.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the picture yet. So that's the point.
We've been talking about it for 10, 15 minutes.
He's just going off on boundaries and blah, 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 and double standards, and he's making a whole big production out of it. And it's just,
Well, it makes good radio. Two, everything I said is true, though.
Okay.
I do believe that there should be boundaries in a relationship.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Michelle Thibodeau, should there be no boundaries in relationships?
No, of course there's boundaries.
You better believe Michelle believes in boundaries. Holy smokes.
Of course there should be boundaries, but taking a picture with a famous quarterback, shoot me.
No,
okay.
No, see.
But I do think that's part of the problem, though.
What?
Like, you're talking about guys with this immense power, this athletic power of fame. Right? It's intoxicating. People want to be around rich and famous people. They kind of glom off it. You can make the face, Michelle. I heard the words you said earlier. You're not a big autograph hound. You don't like pictures. I saw you around Leonard Skinner. I know you enjoy being around famous people.
Yeah, but I don't have one Leonard Skinner autograph. I only have pictures of them.
These are semantics.
Just to show my friends.
You enjoyed being around their light is all I'm saying.
I like watching him perform.
Sure.
Yeah, it's fun talking to him.
Fun.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's my vibe. Yeah.
All right,
okay.
Brian, go ahead.
Michelle, what's your boundary in a relationship? This is not a sports show anymore.
When is it ever, really? That's what Annie Letterman came in. She goes, do they even talk sports over here?
Yeah, that was great when she sold her ticket. Remember she did that joke?
She did. It was a very funny joke.
It was. I had to realize she didn't put an S on there. And then she doubled down with it.
It was funny. She wanted to make sure you got it.
I laughed the second time.
Yeah.
The second time.
Anyway, you had a question for Thibodeau.
No, I won't put her on the spot like that.
She seems exhausted. This wasn't even the story we wanted her opinion on.
No, it really isn't. I can't wait to hear it on that because that's when you guys really team up and you guys are at your best when you're a team.
My point is that we can't even do it now because we got to do this dynasty conversation.
No, we can push that back, Steph.
To when? The second half of the show, yeah.
Not Friday.
Or Monday and Tuesday of next week is out, too.
Why don't... All right.
Final word from me on this.
Yeah.
most pictures are going to be fine when I find somebody who actually wants to be in a relationship with me, even if it's a famous person. But if it's like that Chris Brown photo I sent you, where his hand cupped up.
How you feeling on that, Michelle?
Did you see that?
Did you see that picture?
Don't worry, I'll send it to you, Michelle.
Okay.
He's got his both hands, double-handed, hands full.
It's overflowing.
Yeah, I mean it's a little much, but I mean these are like fangirls who want to be in pictures.
Sure,
and
no, they sign up for it. These are consensual pictures.
Go
yes.
viral and I mean, who cares about all that? Blah 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 blah.
All right.
Blah.
The radio person says, "Who cares about getting fame and attention?" Fair enough.
Famous.
Yeah, no, that's clear.
I mean, I'm coming on here for fame.
Michelle, I need you to start fighting back against Aaron. I know it's his show.
She's exhausted. She's exhausted from the conversation with you. Is really what it is.
We talk about relationships, and I get exhausted because it is exhausting. I don't think about them.
You know, most people with a healthy view on relationships don't get exhausted from talking about it.
I don't have a relationship,
Clearly.
so there's nothing to talk about.
Do you think these are connected things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
No. I mean, there's nothing to talk about. These are all these made-up scenarios. We're going, well, what about this? What about that? What if this? What if that? I mean, let's talk about some real situations that are happening.
All right, guys,
Here's your
hold
segue.
on. Hold on.
All right, here we go.
Breaking news, Michelle has just changed the direction of the show. She would like to talk about real topics. Go ahead, Michelle.
I thought you were going to talk about Spider-Man.
What?
Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire.
You said you want to talk about real topics.
Well, that's something that's really happening.
So nothing.
I mean, I got nothing.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Jeez, man.
It's like pulling teeth.
I mean, there's nothing exciting going on in my life. It's just pretty boring. So that's why I come in here. Have some fun.
It's fun. Okay. Just checking. It didn't seem fun a couple of minutes ago. It seemed like you got pretty upset.
Because we were playing What If.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was...
We got to start playing that game. I like it.
Cool.
Sorry.
No, it's cool.
Oh, boy.
All right. So no more Livy Dunn talk for Michelle.
My goodness. Yeah, okay.
It's
all right.
over. And like I'm afraid of the Tobey Maguire talk because there might be a what if in there as well.
No, there won't.
No, they're really dating, right?
Well, you don't know that. They could have just been at a party together.
Oh, I thought you said they were dating.
It sparks dating rumors is what the headline said.
Okay. Well, if he's dating her, it's gross.
Cool. That's the end of that segment. What else you got, Michelle?
She's 20. He's what, pushing 50?
Brian, you sent me a story. I'm sorry. Wait. Brian, you sent me a story about Steph Curry earlier today in the texts. Steph Curry talking about the dynasty that what?
No, man. Come on. Let's do this. Let's do the Tobey Maguire stuff.
Okay. Let's do the Tobey Maguire story. At the white party, Michael Rubin, the billionaire's white party, Tobey Maguire spotted with new arm candy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Tobey Maguire, 49-year-old actor, spotted with new arm candy.
New to the earth.
20-year-old model, Lily Chi.
Boy.
That's kind of gross.
What are we doing?
She can't even drink.
That's accurate. I mean, technically she can drink, just not alcohol, I think is what you're trying to say.
Right. She can't drink alcohol. I mean, I'm sure he can pay to get her into bars and, stuff like that. But, I mean, it's kind of creepy.
She's definitely drank, right?
I'm sure she has had cocktails before. But I'm just saying that him pushing 50 and her being 20 is kind of gross.
Yeah.
He was 30 when she was born. Woo. 30.
It's a tough one.
It is.
It's a tough one.
My problem isn't...
Yeah, it is.
My problem isn't the age gap in this one as much as it's her youthfulness, but both are a problem for me.
So he is, let's see, quick math, 23 years younger than Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, 74? 72.
72, okay.
I think I'm doing math close to right.
Yeah, so it's basically 22, 23 years.
Yeah, and she is 4 years younger than
Bill Belichick's girlfriend.
Okay.
Not Jennifer Hudson.
But that gap is still too much for you, for both of you.
I'm saying the age gap is less as far as the amount of years in between them.
Yeah,
and
a lot less.
It's still not good with me. The gap they've got, which is 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me.
But I can understand where she's coming. Like, he's not as ick as Bill Belichick. I mean, Belichick's in his 70s, and this guy's only like 49, so he's still.
Yeah,
I mean,
Belichick is her grandfather's age, and Maguire is her father's age.
So the ick factor isn't as bad, but 30 years is quite a bit. Yeah.
Well, to me, the ick factor remains to be bad because, from your view, you're looking at it as the woman, going, well, being with a guy who's 50 is a little bit easier to swallow than being with a guy who's 72. I'm sitting here going, they're both gross because in both cases, you're likely dating someone younger than your offspring. And that's weird.
That's how you, well, you're married, but that's how
No, it's not married, it's kids. Once you have kids, you look at everyone in relation to your children.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, that's how you think that a lot of people look at it going into relationships. Just like, are you younger than my kids? That seems like a weird thing to
not just younger
to think about,
but in relation to them. For instance, I look at this headline and I go, Lily Chi.
Who is she?
20-year-old model.
Never heard of her.
Me neither. Lily Chi used to date Leo DiCaprio.
Of course.
Now she's too old for Leo.
Yeah, Leo was like, 20? What?
Yeah, too old. Way too old. But now she's dating Tobey Maguire, and I'm sitting here going, 20? Mm-hmm. My oldest kid, who's still my little baby, is 5 years younger.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
5 years. In 5 years from now, would I be okay with Tobey Maguire dating my oldest daughter? No.
See, I have a boy. It's different. So.
How's it different?
I mean,
You'd be okay with it?
No, I wouldn't be okay with my son dating someone who was 30 years his senior.
It would alarm you.
But
now, maybe he'd be okay with it. Maybe society would find it easier to palate because it feels less predatorial, I think, when it's an older woman with a younger man.
I would still think it was a little predatory.
Well, it's not a little. It is predatorial, in my opinion.
It is. When I put it that way, when I think of somebody 30 years older dating my son,
using all the tricks they learned,
I'd be like, what are you trying to do with my child?
Here's the thing, though. Yes. No, I'm with her. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Society says it's okay because they get visions when it's older men, younger women. They get visions of a forced relationship, forced marriage, forced interactions. That's not how people see older women with younger men.
Guys, okay, yeah, that's fine. When you use the word predatory,
yep.
You guys are highly intelligent. I need you guys to track with me on this one.
Okay.
When you use the word predatory, you are leaning towards the avenue of doing something that is uber illegal. Not just nasty,
you're talking about
disgusting.
predatory?
Yeah. When you hear predatory, you absolutely, most people think criminal.
No, I'm not.
No, it can be taking advantage of.
Literally what I'm
what is
thinking.
it?
I know
taking
what it
advantage
could.
of.
That's where I'm
telling
at.
you, the vast majority of people are saying that. So when you say predatory and I hear that, I'm like, all right, well, this is the route we're going to go down?
No, it's predatory in nature in that throughout the years, in multiple relationships, you learn ins and outs of people's behavior, expectations,
maturity
what works in a
levels,
relationship and what doesn't. Sometimes people who aren't morally upstanding will use those to their advantage in nefarious ways. They will lie or mislead or manipulate
okay, so
in ways that they've learned over the years that maybe a 20-year-old model has no idea what's happening.
Right.
So how do you tell the difference between the people who are morally upright and still do that and the people who aren't and do that? You can't. So when you use that word, you're using it as a generalization across the people who you would consider not moral and the people you do consider moral.
Accurate.
Not right. That's not a right thing to do, guys.
No. Well, the right thing to do is not to date someone who's 30 years younger than you.
In your opinion, but it's an absolute. When you start calling someone a predator.
I didn't call him a predator.
When you put them in the predatory family.
There's a difference. There's a wild difference, Brian.
Okay.
One is someone.
If a 50-year-old woman was dating my 20-year-old son, I'd be like, what does she want with my child?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, what does a 50-year-old woman want with a 20-year-old kid? What can my son give her that she needs?
Also, newsflash, Brian.
Fair.
I had my first kid at 29, right? When I was 28, I would have seen these stories and been all team Guy. I wouldn't have understood it. I would have been like, yeah, there's no problem with this. Consenting adults, 20 years old, she can go to war.
All of those things are accurate, by the way. But again, in the tone that you're using it, and listen, I'm basically playing devil's advocate at this point. because this group thing is a little iffy for me. But I understand your points. But everything you just said, accurate. Can go to war. Consenting adults.
Mm-hmm.
In all states. Probably everywhere. I don't know if there's another country where you got to wait till 21 to consent. I doubt it, though, in the world.
I mean, you don't have to do it here.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying, all 50 states. Now it's like across the world, but I don't know every rule across the world. My point is, the thing we don't know, which neither one of you guys have answered me, I understand the concept of being predatory because you have more experience. But when you say it's the unmoral person that's using it, how can you tell the difference when it's something that might be genuine? I don't know.
I'm telling you, I don't have to tell the difference. It's just going to be
put that label on somebody.
Literally every person who's double or triple my kid's age coming home with my kid.
I'm with you.
I'm going to tell them they're a bad person and get out of my house.
I'm with you. And that's your right. It's your house. It's your kid.
Oh,
you
my house.
I probably would too. I mean, I would not. I would not go for that.
Unless it's Bill
now,
Gates.
if I were to do it, it's different.
But you understand the thinking there, Brian? It's
Whoa.
if you've got enough money, you can buy my kid. It's wild.
Hold on, Thibodeau. What'd you just say?
I was thinking, like, if I was 20 years old and I was dating somebody who was 50, like, that would be okay. But I don't think I ever could because I thought guys that age were gross. So, but I don't now because I'm older. But I'm just saying, like, I have a 5-year, like, kind of rule.
Yeah.
So, but if I was 20 and I was dating somebody that was 50, you know, that would be okay because I knew everything. But now I think about it and it's like, now
I'll give you the other side of it. I'll be the first to admit I got issues with my own family here, mom and dad. We didn't have the easiest relationship growing up, right? And I'm sitting here going, at 20, I wouldn't have thought of that as the reason why I liked older women, but it certainly is what the therapist will tell you. And so
you had mommy issues?
I'm not personally, I'm just saying if that was the case. So like if these people who know these things can spot that, because you do hear predators talk like that. You don't have to be a rapist to be a predator. You do hear predators talk like that, and they go, oh, she's got daddy issues. Oh, he's got mommy issues. They do take advantage of that. That is predatorial behavior, and it is not illegal, and it is immoral, and I will kick you out of my house for it.
Hey,
so take that.
Hey, I'm with you, because we've gotten so serious now. I'm with you. But I will say, in the break, I'll clear it out.
Oh.
Thibodeau, you were about to say something? Go ahead.
No, I just it's a pretty deep conversation.
Are you not watching Spider-Man anymore? Is this what you're doing? See biscuits off the table for you now?
Oh, I never watched
Spider-Man.
I've never seen
It's the only other movie I know.
And quite frankly, Tobey's Spider-Man, while the second out of the 3.
Nah, don't do that.
I'm not going back and rewatching Tobey's Spider-Man. It's 30 years old.
What?
What else has he been in?
Has Lily Chi seen his original Spider-Man?
What happened?
Did Lily Chi see his original Spider-Man?
Definitely not. She wasn't even alive.
What are we doing?
When did that Spider-Man come out?
Oh, here
All
we
right,
go.
man. We got to.
He's typing.
I'm typing.
He's busy.
Oh, it's a survey says?
It came out 2002.
I know, right?
She was not alive for the first Spider-Man he did.
Oh, boy. This
Yeah, he was probably like 25 years old, right?
Bro, you're telling me that Spider-Man feels old to you?
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire. Like,
Does it feel that old to you? It
Brent
doesn't
is-
really feel that old to me.
Yeah.
They've done like 18 iterations of Spider-Man since then.
I mean, it's 2 decades ago, but
yeah,
it doesn't feel that old. That's the point. It doesn't even feel that old, and his girlfriend is younger than that.
I'm not into Marvel superheroes, so I don't know.
Sony, you don't even know what you're talking about. Oh my goodness.
This was a heavy block right here.
I watched Spider-Man.
Was it that heavy?
It was. It felt very heavy.
Back to back too. After Michelle beat me over the head about being insecure.
This is what happens when we take some time off the radio.
And then you called me a predator. I was like, holy smokes, Aaron Schachter.
I didn't call you a predator.
Insecure and a predator.
I did call you insecure.
No, you're not
Nasty
a predator.
work.
I did call you
Nasty
insecure.
work.
I didn't call you a predator.
Nasty work, Aaron. That's not what
He
the
did
promo's
show a
going to
little
say.
insecurity.
Look, Brian, no offense.
That's not what the promo's going to say. You and Michelle hating on me. That's what the promo.
Not
30
at
second.
all, Brian.
No offense. That's all. No offense. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Back with more heavy radio after this.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
partly sunny, hot, and humid on this Monday. Our afternoon temperatures will soar into the mid-90s. It's going to feel like 100 plus, but there will be cooling showers and storms around this afternoon and evening. Keep those umbrellas handy, with a few showers lasting into the overnight, and our overnight temps drop back to the 70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Christmas in July. Save up to 40% store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Hey, boss, did you see the latest article in the Crooks R Us newsletter?
No, but I'm sure it's going to involve Safe Touch and probably give me a rash.
It says more people than ever are concerned about security, and Safe Touch Security, of course, is leading the way with new cutting-edge security systems.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it goes beyond security, too. Now Safe Touch has systems integrated with the home's thermostats, lights, door locks, and of course the encrypted security cameras.
Yeah, never home alone and never away from home. I remember the slogan.
Ooh, and now Safe Touch is running a special for existing customers to upgrade their system.
Look, Skippy, this changes nothing. The Crooks R Us golden rule is still in effect. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah.
Now go find us a house without Safe Touch.
Got it, boss.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson with Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, existing Safe Touch customers can upgrade their system at 50% off. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Have you seen your financial freedom wiped out by stock market volatility? It's Rich Jones. Consider investing in real estate funds from DLP Capital. Don Winter is CEO and founder.
DLP Capital has provided our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. For more than a decade, we have had zero losses, little volatility, and have shot above our return targets in all of our investment funds. Plus, we offer monthly distributions and tax shelter opportunities.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Meet Dennis, talking about his experience with BioTarget regenerative therapy at injury care centers.
My first treatment, I actually felt a great improvement. It actually allowed me to dress myself by increasing the range of motion in my shoulder. I did physical therapy for approximately 8 weeks, and it did not help in increasing the range of motion in my shoulder. I've told many people about the results that I had. I thought it was incredible. I'm very active. I do play a lot of golf. I fish a lot. I hunt. I bowl, and it just made it a lot easier with less pain. The pain was more manageable, yes. I don't take medications.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget regenerative therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit GoBioTarget.com today.
International soccer returns this summer. Don't miss your chance to see teams from the biggest league in the world here in Jacksonville as they compete for the first trophy of the season, the Stateside Cup. Be there when Premier League clubs Wolves and West Ham take the pitch July 27th at Everbank Stadium, home of the Jaguars. With the series trophy on the line, competition will be fierce. Tickets on sale now for as low as $35. Buy your tickets today at statesidecup.com. That's statesidecup.com.
The humidity may be rising, but the prices are dropping at Beard's Diamonds.
It's Christmas in July. Everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 40% off.
Don't shop anywhere until you shop Beard's Diamonds.
At the St. John's Town Center.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
ESPN.com is your home for all things ESPN 690. Find shows, podcasts, Florida State Seminoles football, contests, and more at ESPN690.com. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Weird show today. I mean, it's the offseason. The offseason's filled with weird shows. We had the inimitable Brent Martineau to lead off the show, talking Jaguars with us. Jaguars and sabbatical vacations. Then we welcomed Michelle Thibodeau on here, and the whole thing just blew up. Yes. Melted down. Huge fight at the end of the first hour. You guys almost came to blows with each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then you almost...
The punching kind, yeah.
Then you almost came to blows with the imaginary person you were talking to
I don't know
in the
what
A
you're
block.
talking about.
I'm just saying, man. I would not want you mad at me and me being in your house.
Get out of my
I would just
house.
ask you to leave is all. That's all. I would ask you to leave. Michelle has now looked at the Joe Burrow picture, by the way.
Okay, I still haven't.
She says
How's
no
it
big
look?
deal.
His hand is in his pocket. It's
His
not
hand's in
even
his pocket.
around her.
Oh, okay.
There's
Her hand
nothing
is
wrong
around
with
his
that
back. We
picture.
weren't accusing her of doing something wrong.
Oh, you kind of were. The way that you...
Me?
The way you presented it, yeah.
I'm just
You definitely
saying,
did.
is
Somebody
this okay
said
is
hugged
what
up.
I said.
Somebody said hugged up.
Well, Brian said that.
Somebody said hugged
when
up.
he got to his boundaries. Guys, we're going to do another segment on this.
No, we're not. We're done.
Just did an hour.
No, it's done. We're done. We're not
Oh.
talking about this anymore. Let's move on. What's next?
Yo.
Brian, you sent me a text this morning.
Oh, did I?
It was one of the often missed opportunities to send me a text. And I appreciate you taking that opportunity. Being a man of your word, reaching out to me like that. Thank you.
Sounds like a backhanded compliment.
But you did. You sent me a link to this piece on Steph. It was basically an ESPN piece about how hard it might be to replicate what Golden State had going. Here's the interview from the piece.
I don't think so. I mean, obviously.
I'm sorry.
I don't think so. I mean, obviously, defining a dynasty can take a lot of different looks, but people thought this was over in 2019 when Clay tried to get back on defense with a messed up knee, and we lost that series, and then had a rough year that next year. Like 22 was an amazing championship because we defied the odds and kept things together, and we were trying to maintain that for these last two. So you think that's 11 years or almost 12 years of championship relevancy built around a certain core, knowing what KD was, for those 4 years as well. So a long-winded way of saying I don't think so.
An anchor, is that what KD was? An anchor dragging the rest of Golden State down? Is that what he's talking about?
Wow.
No? Doesn't Steph sound sad?
That's how he usually sounds, though, in those kind of interviews.
I just feel like he sounds down.
Yeah.
Like this isn't we've moved on, what we had was great, sorry to see him go, but on to the next. This is very much my career is coming to an end here at some point, and this is one of those large milestones that ushers in the end.
Hey, man.
His tone is a little sad.
A little sad.
Yeah. I see. I can hear it.
You don't got to protect him, Brian.
I'm not protecting him.
Sounds like you're Steph's bodyguard.
No, I'm not the Jeff Darlington to Scotty Scheffler for him. No, I'm not.
But what Steph is saying does have some merit here. You're talking about 11, 12-year run where the Golden State Warriors were either your pick to win the championship or to reach the finals, which is wild. Like outside of the Patriots, aren't too many teams like that. I guess you could say that about the Spurs. We kind of mentioned the Spurs earlier. But it's just crazy when you pull back, zoom out a little bit, and you're like, I didn't realize it had been more than a decade
of the Warriors' run.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Even when they weren't winning the championship, it was one of those deals like he brought up, with Clay being injured, you're just like, all right, but they'll be back the following year. You're still going to have to deal with them if they make one move here, one move there, because they have a Steph Curry, they have a Klay Thompson, and they had, Draymond when he wasn't punching.
Or when he wasn't suspended, sure.
People, yeah. So, no, absolutely, Aaron. And, not to steal it from you, but I'm going to steal this convo for a second. So, to kind of continue on with that conversation, me and you decided that we were going to not just talk about the Warriors dynasty very quickly, but you wanted to start thinking about some of the dynasties that we enjoyed so far that we've seen like over a lifetime, whether it be sport-related or non-sport-related, right?
Well, dynasties aren't just about sports teams. I mean, really, the word had nothing to do with sports when they first created it. It's just
Apparently it was a TV show.
It was a TV show in the 80s. It had Joan Collins, Joan Van Ark. It had John Forsythe, I think. That's a TV show.
Apparently
That's
it was a
Dynasty.
TV show.
I do think
it was a TV show.
Next to Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman,
Hey,
and
man,
Matlock.
Watch your mouth. Watch
I
your mouth.
do
by
think
Dr.
the
Quinn.
Dynasty reference is maybe the most boomer thing we've said on this radio.
That's not boomer. That's Gen X, baby.
Where's Glenn to tell us it's okay to talk about these things?
That's Gen X. That's not boomer.
Oh. Ooh. Is South Beach on the phone?
No.
Oh, we killed him off a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, he still hasn't called back, man. What'd you do? Did you know that promo's about him?
I showed up at his house. I called him an immoral person.
And then he told me he got his own house.
I said, get in your own house.
Nah, man, this is royalty dynastic kind of music, Aaron, because I think that, we should have appropriate sounds when we're talking about some of the greatest dynasties we've seen.
Okay. This is, you want to...
So I'll go.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. I am going to use a sports icon as an example, but I have some non-sport ones as well. We'll get to that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
First one. Let's see. I made a couple of notes. Oh, yeah. I don't need notes for this.
Oh.
First dynasty is one person in and of himself. LeBron Raymond James Sr. Let me explain to you why.
LeBron as a dynasty.
A dynasty, he's not a businessman.
He's a businessman.
Huh? From another dynastic individual in Sean Carter. But let me explain why LeBron James is the greatest of all time. All times points leader. When you've had guys like Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all these guys who just throw up 40 shots a game. They were playing in the 60s when you couldn't even dunk and they didn't know that you could have color on television. I mean, listen, LeBron James is like in his 21st year in the league.
That's wild, too.
4-time champion, 4-time Finals MVP, 4-time NBA All-Star MVP. He's been to like 13 All-NBA first team nominations, like 5 All-Second Team and 3 on the third team. He has 5 All-Defensive team first team selections. This guy has taken 3 different teams to the promised land as NBA champions: Miami, Cleveland, the Lakers. Aaron Schachter, not only did he get his son, he stayed in the league long enough to get his son.
He didn't just stay in the league to get his son. He contorted the league.
He did.
He
Okay.
basically
That's
manipulated multiple teams
Your
in the
GOAT
draft.
Could never. But your GOAT could never.
Nope.
The guy you think is a GOAT couldn't do it.
Who's the guy I think is the GOAT?
I don't know, but it's not LeBron, not the way you talk about him.
No,
and watch this.
I love LeBron.
Watch this. And his Space Jam is better.
Oh.
And his Space Jam was better.
I don't know
Fighting
about this.
words, let's go.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what I
Easy.
got for you, man. Listen, he didn't fail expectations one
Easy.
bit. He walked into the league at 18 years old. And
So
he
did
exceeded
Kobe
expectations.
Bryant,
Exceeded
didn't he?
expectations.
He did, and Kobe exceeded expectations, but it took him a lot longer. He wasn't great on day one. LeBron was great day
Kobe doesn't
one.
stack up against LeBron
Well,
all
Kobe
time.
died. He didn't have as much of a chance.
All right, you didn't have to make it dark again. We were just
I
trying to
didn't
get
mean
into a good
Sorry,
mood.
I'm
Show,
just
man.
saying.
Be brighter tomorrow.
Yeah, seriously.
Thibodeau.
Oh, she's back tomorrow?
For the 80s segment.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, here we go.
I wouldn't be if you weren't
LeBron.
taking Friday, Monday, and Tuesday off.
Well, technically, I'm taking Friday. Brian's taking Monday,
Oh,
Tuesday.
yeah.
LeBron, Aaron Schachter.
Yes.
Who's your first dynasty that you've seen?
Well, you mentioned LeBron, and I'm going to talk about a dynasty that LeBron was part of, but it's not centered around him.
Okay.
How many dynasties could say LeBron James just a cog in the puzzle, just a cog in the wheel? That's what this dynasty is. I am talking about Team USA basketball. From its inception in 1992, Team USA basketball out there showing the rest of the world how it gets done. You want to talk about years in which they won the gold medal? You want to talk about years in which they had the best players in the world on the roster? You want to talk about margin of victory? It's all there for them. It's all there for him. Unbelievable. The dream team really setting the stage for all Team USA basketball for the rest of history. This team wins the gold in 92. Wins the gold again in 96. I believe they won the gold again in 2000. Then in 2004,
They ain't win no gold.
You got LeBron's dream team, by the way.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying, I
Don't
love
do that.
LeBron.
He's in the league 7 minutes. He was in the league 7 minutes. That's not
By
his team.
2004, he's been in the league a little bit.
That was after his first season.
You said he was good on day one.
He
You just
was
said,
good
oh,
on
he's
day
good
one.
on day one.
He couldn't beat the world at 18 years old, guys.
He was good on day one. I think it was hard to manage that 2004
That
basketball
was
team.
Allen Iverson and Michael Redd and
But it was also LeBron and Melo and Dwayne Wade.
If you put it on those guys in their first year in the league, okay, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
That wasn't their first year, was it? They were rookies, were they?
Yeah, that was coming off. They were the 03 class, and that was in the 04 Olympics. Anyway.
I don't know, fair enough. My point is that just based on margin of victory alone, it was embarrassing for the rest of the world to even think they could share a court with these guys. And then if you think to the 96 Olympics, you have Scottie and Jordan on the same team. That same summer, the Bulls had announced that they just gave this huge contract to Toni Kukoc, who's on the Croatian team. That was the team that was going to be taking on America in the gold game. Croatia was out there with the second best team in the world. Pippen and Jordan begged each other to cover Toni Kukoc. They turned to their coaching staff of Mike Krzyzewski and the boys, and they're like, please, let us cover this guy. We are not letting this dog have any bone. And that's literally what they did. They shut this man out of the Olympics in that gold game. They made it embarrassing. Team USA, one of the most brightest dynastic sports run in history. And by the way, after that 04, they went on to gold in every Olympics after that.
Look at them. Look at them cook. Michelle Thibodeau, do you have a dynasty? Don't want to leave you out.
None that I really care about. I mean, I know of some, but I don't really care about them.
Okay, then I'll take the next run.
Yeah, that's great.
Aaron Schachter. I'm making an amendment. I was going to go with one. If we have enough time, I'll still do it. But I want to do this one because of present company.
Okay.
My next dynasty, Michelle Thibodeau and Survey Says.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, I
Holy
know.
smoke.
I'm like an 8-week
No,
jam.
hold on. You didn't have any. You didn't have any. Let me talk. Let me talk for you right here, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
We've only done Survey Says for about a little over 2 months. A month of, oh no, it's not a month of Fridays, but a little over 2 months. Done about 9 games. It'd be about 12 or 13, but we keep taking off, and that's okay. Aaron Schachter has lucked his way into one win. I mean, week after week, the news queen comes in here, hostile territory. It's not her home field. Home field is down the hallway. And she just answers the question correct every or almost every single time. Meanwhile, Aaron Schachter's throwing shots at her, roasting her.
Always.
It's funny. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm crying on the inside sometimes, but
Well,
it's
I don't want to
funny.
make you cry, man.
No, crying, laughing.
Oh.
But Michelle Thibodeau has thick skin, huh?
Yep.
Three C's.
Not Tuscan leather.
Oh.
Don't do that, Michelle, because I had to be like, yo, walk that back. But thick skin. She takes all the shots, and week after week, another win. Along with comedy, Kitten, I remind you of Bag of Icks.
Who's
Do you
got
remember
comedy?
that?
What?
Do you remember Bag of Icks? Hilarious.
Was it?
Comedy and correct answers.
True story.
Does it on a consistent basis. Comedy, correct, consistent. That's Michelle Thibodeau's dynasty.
You
with
sure
Survey
about
Said.
that?
I'm sure about that, Aaron Schachter. That's my next dynasty. What about you? What's your next one, Aaron?
Before I go on to my next one, because I feel like this might be the last one, what were some others on your list you didn't get to? I'm curious.
Let's see. I had the NCAA football franchise, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Mexican food, and
The
Dr.
NCAA
Pepper.
football franchise from EA Sports, the video game.
Yeah.
Got
yeah.
it. That's a good one.
Yeah, Mexican food and
Mexican
Dr. Pepper.
food.
With Dr. Pepper.
With Dr. Pepper.
It's a dynamic duo.
I haven't experienced it.
You are
I should.
losing.
No, I should. I should.
We'll
So
make that
we
happen.
can put anything in our dynasty?
If
like
something
it
has
could be
been
like,
dynastic, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Sophie
Okay.
there too, but yeah.
Oh, maybe you can participate the next
I
time
mean,
we do the
I got
segment.
Leonard Skinner as a dynasty.
That's a fair one. 50 years on the
Yeah,
map. Pretty
exactly.
much wrote the book on Southern Rock for the most part. And
That's right.
Still going strong. People
Yep.
still credit them as inspirations. And why not?
Yeah, that would be a dynasty for me.
Sure. Hometown
I
cooking.
like Mexican food, so I would go with Mexican food too.
Look at this. Look at the contributions,
Yeah.
Brian. They're just
Well,
falling
I didn't know
from
we
the
could
sky.
just pick anything, like, shopping. Shopping is a dynasty. I like to shop.
Sure.
I like to go to the beach. Going to the beach is a dynasty.
Sounds like it. Yep.
Yep. Frozen drinks.
Brian,
those
how
are
do you
a
not
dynasty.
understand frozen drinks, the dynasty of frozen drinks?
That's right. I mean, I thought we were just naming stuff that we like.
Yeah, we're just naming it.
Oh, how is okay? Because I go to the beach a lot. I'm trying to figure out how to
Well, I think she's
I
giving
don't
you a
know.
hard time over the Dynasties.
No,
you chose.
I'm just naming.
okay,
You
I
said
see.
we
More shots
just
at me.
naming. No, it was not a shot, Brian.
What
I
was the
promise.
thing that Brian
he said?
said?
Mexican food.
Okay.
It's Dr. Pepper.
Well,
is a dynasty.
I think what he's saying is that it beats all other food-drink combos for a long time. It's a long-lasting dynasty.
You get
I
me.
agree. Mexican is kind of a dynasty. Publix is a
Hey,
dynasty.
You know
I'm with
what,
you-
though?
Hey, I'm with you on that one.
You know what,
We
though?
finally got one. Yeah.
I'm good with that one.
Stop playing with me about that.
Because Winn-Dixie can't hold a count. I mean, I'm sorry if they're advertising here, but
Walk into Winn-Dixie and be like, what are we doing here?
just saying, like, come on, guys.
I get lost.
Why
Like
is it
I'm so
dark in here?
confused. I
This
can't.
dungeon of Winn-Dixie. What is going on
I
around
really
here?
do feel like you've gone into the seedy underbelly of a grocery store.
Even smells different in there. You don't have the Publix fried chicken
To this
smell
day,
when you
it
walk
does.
in.
And you know, you got that weird cousin Aldi over there down the block, but you're like,
I
Always
don't like
asking you for
Aldi
money
either.
when you first walk
you know
in.
what I mean? It's like, all right.
I do like some Trader Joe's, though.
Aldi's been
Oh,
hanging out with
hey.
Fresh Market and Trader Joe's. It's like, come on. that's all right.
Trader Joe's.
Well, they should stop thinking you're so special, okay? You're just a grocery store. All these ladies going gaga over Trader Joe's. All right, let me get to mine. The ones I won't talk about here because Michelle just pressured me out of it were the 90s Oakland Athletics
Hey,
from 1988
all the juice.
to 1992-ish, 93, 94, around that time.
Yeah.
The Oakland A's were in first place out west every year. Dynamic team with Mark Maguire and Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
Role players like Walt Weiss, who was Rookie of the Year one year, and Carney Lansford playing third base, and Terry Steinbach behind the plate. Ricky Henderson, one of my favorite players of all time. His second tour of duty with the A's, amazing. MVP run, Dennis Eckersley. Say no more. Fine. The British Empire. The best and biggest dynasty of all
They
time.
were winning for a little bit. They was winning for a little bit. You ain't
Hundreds
lying.
of years.
Yeah.
You know, the first colony in the British Empire?
Yeah.
You're sitting in it.
Yeah, there you go.
America. We were number one the whole time.
Hey, man. Colonizers gonna colonize, man.
And then we
Right,
cut
as
back.
British people had fun working last Thursday. Not us, though.
That British Empire thing was interesting to me, Brian, because it was more about financiers and business people than it was the monarchy, who the financiers and business people used to go colonize. But it was about industry.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, it ended up falling at the turn of the, right after really World War I, when countries were like, oh, yeah, we kind of want independence. And then suddenly the Brits lost all their space. Weird Al Yankovic, Michelle, if you want to get mad at me. Dynastic run in the song parody game. Name a song parody artist who has been better than Weird Al in the 40 or 50 years he's been doing it.
I never liked Weird Al, so I don't like those song parody
Another reason
things.
you're a terrible person with no
Okay.
morals. It's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, get out of his house.
No
Okay,
offense.
That's right. Get out of my house.
No offense,
Get off
Michelle.
my lawn. That's Eric Schachter.
Have you said that yet?
Get off my lawn.
You're not that old. You can't get
Yes,
to
you
that.
can.
I mean, I'll say it now. I don't need you guys to
you about
approve it
15
or not.
years out from that. Yeah, you about
No, he's
15 years
not.
out from that.
The final dynasty that I would like to say that
Okay.
Michelle Thibodeau will certainly take issue with
Uh-oh. Please.
is the Coca-Cola dynasty. You thought I was shooting shots. I'm not shooting
Oh,
shots.
man, I was hoping.
Not
No.
shooting shots.
That's stock in
now,
Coca-Cola. You're right.
Excuse me, Michelle. The men are talking.
Sorry.
Now,
Okay.
Brian. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
I ain't kidding.
It's a joke. Brian, had you told me, Brian, that you were going to be shooting shots, I would have had all 5 of them shooting shots.
Okay.
I didn't know I didn't know she was going to be on today.
I didn't know either.
Okay.
It was a pleasant surprise.
Surprise, surprise. No, the Coca-Cola dynasty, guys. Think about this. In the world of soft drinks, and there are a lot, and there have been a lot over the years, Coca-Cola's been number 1 since its inception.
Yep.
You're talking about 1886. Never been beat.
Really? Pepsi ain't?
Never number
No,
1.
Pepsi's always been number 2.
The closest it came was in the late 80s, where it was a distant second place, Brian.
What about the Pepsi Challenge
Nope.
commercials I've seen? They didn't gain
still
any
did-
ground?
I mean, they did, but it wasn't number 1.
Nope.
And now they're number 3, about to be number 4.
Fun fact about Coca-Cola, though, Aaron.
Give it to me, man.
Man, there is this always Coca-Cola jingle. If I can find it while you're talking, I'm
Okay.
going to play it. Love it. You hear me? I put it in my workout mix. Let me see if I can pull it up on YouTube.
Do it, man.
Yeah.
Right now, they've got a revenue, by the way, of $46 billion for soda.
Yeah, my grandfather bought stock in Coca-Cola.
Oh, this is where you're getting the private
I
jets
was about to say
from.
big money.
Back in the early 1900s.
They bought stuff like Minute Maid. They acquired Columbia Pictures, Merv Griffin Enterprises at one point, TriStar to go with Columbia. Like, say what you want about the soda company, but in terms of dynastic companies with long, unprecedented runs who just cannot be beat, the Coca-Cola company is it. They are my biggest and favorite dynasty, and one, by the way, I partake in their success nearly daily with a Coke Zero.
You know, they used to have something real in their Coca-Cola.
You're talking about cocaine.
Yep.
It was interesting you would know that fact.
I just read it somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah. That there used to be real cocaine in Coca-Cola.
So it wasn't from your time in the 1800s where you first sampled it.
I mean, I could have been reincarnated, but...
What about reincarbonated? Is that Michael Jackson? No, because he was a Pepsi guy.
He was a Pepsi guy. That's when his hair got lit on fire.
Some dude named Joey Diggs.
So hear me out on this. Take this down a second. Because that is very 90s. I won't say it's good. I understand how it can get stuck in your ear, though.
It's so addictive.
It very much sounds like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? By Rockefeller? No.
No, not by Rockefeller.
Papafella? What's the name?
I don't know.
Rockapapas?
But I got Jay-Z on line 1 and Dame Dash on line 2 saying, no, sir.
Hold on. Who is the song? It was pretty close to that. Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Yes.
Okay.
Rockapella.
I was like, Rockefeller, really?
Yeah, it's a high voice guy. You pull that one up. The part where he goes, she's a sticky-fingered felcher from Berlin down to Belize.
I'll have it ready for tomorrow, I promise.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, because we are...
What? We're out of time. We've done literally nothing today.
Man, this was a great relearning way to do the show.
Great?
After 168 hours off.
Oh, you could tell we were quite a bit rusty today. Quite a bit.
You guys were angry today, man.
Me?
Yeah, you
today?
Too. Dream Team in there, man. MJ and Scotty in there. You guys were angry.
I was very serene.
Angry at Spider-Man.
Am I MJ or Scotty?
You're Christian Leitner.
No, I'm not.
You're great in college.
Shaq's sitting outside the studio going, that's Christian Leitner right there. That's what Shaq's saying.
You're on an Olympic team.
That's true.
I am?
2-time college champ. Yeah. Way to go, Michelle.
I have to look him up.
Way to go. He lives in Jacksonville, I think, Ponte Vedra.
You probably have met Christian Leitner like
chances
at a party
are
or something.
He's listening to the show right now.
Really?
No, well, chances are.
I don't even know who he is.
He turned it off
play for?
when he heard you guys yelling at each other. Is probably what happened.
What were you yelling at each other?
Who did he play for? Who did he play for?
Who did Christian Leitner play for? Michelle, we got so much to teach you.
Yeah, I'm asking who he played for.
Who did who play for?
Christian Leitner.
You heard of Grant Hill?
Yeah.
Heard of Coach K?
Nope.
Bobby Hurley?
No, there we go.
Grant Hill was like the little, they made him into like a little guy, like the little Grant Hill.
In a Sprite commercial,
yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Cool.
Yep. See? I know some stuff.
No, they were, okay. We got to get out of here.
Do we? Doesn't seem like it.
Who did Christian Leitner play for?
Hey, we'll find that out tomorrow on the Aaron Schachter Show.
Everybody else knows.
Thank you for playing along today.
Why can't you just tell me? Why can't somebody tell me?
Because tomorrow.
Why is it a big secret? I can just Google it.
Yeah, you could.
For Brian Middleton, I'm Aaron Schachter. And this disaster
why it has to be a big secret.
Has been the Aaron Schachter Show.
The rest of Jacksonville knows who he played for.
Have a good night.
Why can't you just tell me?
Have a good night, everybody.
I mean, you told me I was him. Why can't you just tell me who he played for? I don't.
Hi, I'm Mike Lester, the founder of Talon Wealth and the host of the Guarding Your Nest Egg radio show. Like you, I love this country, and I'm very thankful for those that protect us along with our freedoms. That's why for active military and active first responders, if you decide to work with us, Talon Wealth isn't going to charge you any advisor fees. We're happy to explain all the details, but most importantly, thank you for your service.
Visit guardingyournestegg.com to find out more.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Florida License D056341.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hey folks, this is Ammon with Zero Res. You and I know that Zero Res loves cleaning carpets in your home, but did you know Zero Res can also clean the carpets where you work? Take a look at the floors where you work, and if they need cleaning, suggest to the boss that they call Zero Res. For the month of July, Zero Res is offering 20% off of all commercial carpet cleaning. Call Zero Res and they will come out and give a free estimate on what it will take to get the job done. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zerorez. Zero Res. Koala Insulation.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Did you know that according to the Department of Energy, heating and cooling account for almost half of the home's energy use and expense? We started our insulation business because we wanted to help people save money on those energy bills and live a healthier life.
Schedule a free evaluation today at koalainsulation.com.
Koala Insulation. Clean, knowledgeable, and trusted.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust, buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
The wait is over. Dell Technologies Black Friday and July deals are live. Check out incredible savings on select laptops and more, like the XPS 15, powered by Intel Core processors. The XPS 15 brings you the perfect balance of power and portability, plus stellar visuals and immersive sound. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics, plus free shipping on everything. Don't miss out on Black Friday and July savings at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Summer's greatest hits are going on now, and Macy's one-day sale has summer's greatest savings. Shop limited time specials like 40 to 60% off everything for this weekend's Backyard Bash. From the Cellar Barbecue, Henkel's, and Tupperware, 40 to 70% off fine jewelry from Effie, Levion, and more, and 30 to 55% off bras, pajamas, and more basics. Hurry in, our one-day sale starts Tuesday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices, exclusions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results